The firm's clients are made up of mostly your common everyday hard-working person who went to work, supported their family, came home every night, hugged their kids, and was unknowingly exposed to this poison of asbestos throughout their time just by doing their job.
The youngest client I've ever represented was 28 years old. The oldest was probably 92 when he passed away.
None of them, in fact, are whiners or people who are looking to file a lawsuit. Rather, they're just hardworking men who've gone beyond the call of duty for their country and to raise their children, and then they get struck down by this horrible disease in their golden years, in the prime of their life, when they ought to be enjoying themselves. They ought to be out fishing or visiting their grandkids or living in Florida and playing golf, and instead they're fighting, a terminal disease.
I think that the stereotypical victim of mesothelioma is the 70 to 80-year-old blue-collar shipyard worker, steel mill worker.
Historically, the disease always manifested itself in a lot of the trades: boiler makers, shipyard workers, drywallers, mechanics. These were the trades and occupations and professions that you saw a lot of mesothelioma victims come from. That still exists today, but it has become even more insidious because now we see more women, more wives of tradesmen catching the disease because the tradesmen have come home with asbestos on their clothing.
One of the most heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching situations you'll ever be in is when you have a case where a child or a wife is sick with mesothelioma from exposure from asbestos fibers that are brought home on their dad or husband's clothing. And then the natural reaction is there's guilt, there's pushback, there's, am I responsible for this? Did I do it? No, I didn't do it, so I'm not, there's the natural wanting to wall it off and say, this couldn't have happened, I couldn't have done this. And then it's our job, it's my job, it's my duty to explain to them, you were duped too, it's not your fault. You're a victim just like the sick person, your wife or child is a victim. You're a victim too because no one told you that you were working with something that could sicken and kill your loved one 20 or 30 years later.